At Arsenal this season, they've gone ahead to obviously gate very many injuries. And now there is what we call an injury tension. Real injury tension at Arsenal has been really perturbing the heads of the people at Arsenal. And I'm obviously going to be dropping some huge facts that you guys need to know. Smash the like button, comment, and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun in here onto our beautiful channel. Now, let's obviously get into the story. He is Sam Wallace. You know him very well. Sam Wallace works for the Daily Telegraph, and he has told us that injury issues are starting to create real tension at Arsenal, with key players repeatedly missing games. Out of the 22 outfield players, only Martin Odegaard and Miles Lewis-Kelly have gone the entire season without injury. Guys, this is really very shocking if at all you are an Arsenal fan all over the world, that 20 players of Arsenal have gone ahead to get injuries, and I think even goalkeepers have gone ahead to be included into that. So that is really very shocking for the club of Arsenal. And this has affected the rhythm of Arsenal on the field of play. We have to admit it. We have to admit it that this has hugely affected the rhythm for the club of Arsenal. When you look at the injuries that Arsenal have gone ahead to get, Timber, out injured. And most of them have been injured for long. Gabriel Magalhaes was out for some time. Saliba was out for some time. Mosquera was out for some time. Pierre Hincapie was out for some time. Ricardo Carafiori out for some time. Declan Rice has been on and off, like 1-2 weeks off, but he later returns in there. Nogard injured for some time. Odegaard, I think he's the most Arsenal player that has gone ahead to get injured this season. Not out for long spells, but out for short spells. But he has repeatedly gone back into the sick bay in there. Saka, oh my God. He's another one that you really don't want to see injured in there for you. And Martinelli, same case. Ebelechi Eze, same case. Victor Gyökeres, not all that out for some time, but he really got injured for some time. I think by the time we went and returned from the international break, he was really injured in there. You can talk about Max Dorman. You can talk about, name it, Gabriel Jesus. But the beauty of him is that ever since he really returned, he has not gone ahead to get injured. And I think this is something that is really costing the club of Arsenal. Now, why are injury issues creating tension at Arsenal? Remember, there is, in the previous seasons, I don't think that Arsenal really saw very many outfield players getting injured. That is it. At least Saliba would get injured, but he would have Gabriel Magalhaes, Ben White there, Thomas Partey, injury-prone player. You can talk about him. But Saka would be almost fit. Martinelli throughout the season fit. And very many others. And the worrying bit of it all is that players that have not always gone ahead to get injured are now getting injured more often. And look at Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz doesn't have a very bad injury record. But with the effect from last season, Kai Havertz has turned to be an injury-prone player. He returned and got back. He returned and got back. Even after him returning recently, Kai Havertz went back. He's injured. So those are facts that Arsenal are really weighing in, and tensions are really high. Remember, they lost their doctor to Manchester United, and that doctor, I think, was also sacked by Manchester United. His name was really hard, and Arsenal doctor, right? That crossed to Manchester United. He goes by names of Gary O'Driscoll. He was highly regarded, head of medical services. He joined Manchester United in September 2023. He had spent 14 years at Arsenal before moving to United to lead their medical team and to be closer to his family in Northwest. So that is it. And This guy, when he was at Arsenal, these players of Arsenal never really got injured. And why did he come to Manchester United? He came to Manchester United because Erik ten Hag came on and said that, the club of Manchester United is really getting injuries. And he wonders how Arsenal players who are playing the same number of games are not really getting injured, like him. You understand? So, this guy had to obviously be gotten from Arsenal to be brought to Manchester United. Why did he come to Manchester United? Because he is born in, obviously, Manchester, and it was like he's getting closer to his side. But he served only, I think, 2 years at the club of Man United, coming in through in September 2023, you get? And he left in on 11th March 2025. Roughly, he was there for 2 years. And he was the head of medical for Manchester United. Though when he came in through, we really went ahead to get in very many injuries. I don't know why, because that season of 2023-2024, I tell you what, it really had very many injuries. And we were like asking ourselves, what was the essence of obviously bringing him on at the club of Man United? Because we brought him on to see to it that the injuries we are getting the previous season really shrink. But they ended up inflating, and the inflammatory rate of injuries, I tell you, went ahead to beat our understanding, and he's now out of Man United, and a new head was really brought him through. But those injuries have been costing Arsenal, and today they are going to be hosting Fulham at what we call the Emirates Stadium. Now, Martin Odegaard, the captain, has obviously gone ahead to come up with what we call the Captain Notes Arsenal Matchday program. He has said, it's great to see players like Pierre Hincapie in their first season at the club have such a great impact. From the first day he came in, he's brought a huge energy and he's so competitive. He always gives everything every day in training and every single game. You can see he really leaves everything out there. He's so aggressive and good on the ball. He's a complete defender, I would say. And he's been a great addition to the team. To play at this level straight away in his first season in the league is brilliant. In there for you. So that's all about Martin Odegaard. First and foremost, in his captain notes ahead of the game of Arsenal, he has come up and obviously given the guy his flowers. And the guy goes by the names of Pierre Hincapie, one of the players that is really very, very important to what Arsenal has gone ahead to achieve. And I tell you, this guy is one of a kind, and he's not obviously gonna stop. Remember, they bought him from Bayer Leverkusen on a loan with a mandatory buy clause, and Arsenal will obviously have to pay close to 60 million euros to see to it that they obviously get Hincapie, and he's gonna be a signing that will be confirmed on a permanent basis come this summer in there for you. So as it stands, Arsenal want to keep him in here, and he's been one of those bright sparks for the club of Arsenal in all what they've gone ahead to do this season. Now, Odegaard, other than said, the energy is great at the training ground right now. I think everyone is feeling that we are close to something really big, and that gives you a bit of extra energy and extra fire every day in your work. I know there may have been a few nerves for everyone watching in the final stages of the game versus Newcastle, but I can tell you it's easier to cope up with that when you are playing. You are so focused on your job and what you have to do that you don't think about anything else. You just think about your job and do whatever you can. That is it. So that is Martin Odegaard for you, and all I want to let you know is that things are really moving on well for the club of Arsenal. If they win today, they go 6 points clear ahead of Man City. Man City is playing Everton on Sunday, and something that you're obviously going to be breaking down in the match day live that is coming in through 30 minutes from now, as the lineups will be out. And your reactions to real injury tension at Arsenal arises, are welcome in the comment section below. I'm out. Bye-bye.